Welcome back everybody. Today we'll be looking on subtracting integers with and without the number line. So let's go to the first example. We have 7 minus 3. We know that the first term tells us where on the number line we'll begin. That tells us that he's looking to the left, and because it is a plus 3, that tells us that we are going to jump 3 spaces forward. So remember, first sign tells you which direction the stickman is looking. So if it is a negative, he's looking to the left. If it is positive, he's looking to the right. Then the second sign tells which direction the stickman will jump. So positive, he will jump forward. Negative, he will jump backwards. So he's looking to the left, and it is a positive 3, so he's going to jump 1, 2, 3 spaces forward. So 7 minus 3 is equal to 4. Let's do another example. So we have negative 2 minus 4. So it starts at negative 2, and we are subtracting positive 4. The first sign is negative, so it's looking to the left, and it's a positive 4, so it's going to jump 4 places forward. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So negative 2 minus 4 is equal to negative 6. So this is the first case under subtracting integers. The rule states that subtracting a positive is the same as adding a negative. So for the first example, we could rewrite this to say 7 plus negative 3. And from the previous video, we know that when we are adding a negative and a positive, we subtract the absolute values. So it would be 7 minus 3 to give us 4. And the answer will take the sign of the bigger integer. There would be a positive 4. For the second one, we have negative 2 minus 4. We can rewrite this as an addition problem. So negative 2 plus negative 4. And we know that when we're adding two negatives, that the answer is also going to be negative. So it's going to be negative 6. So let's look on the second case. So for this example, we have 5 minus negative 3. So we're subtracting a negative. So the first term tells us where we begin on the number line. So we'll begin at the positive 5. The first sign is a negative, so we know that he's looking to the left. And the second sign is a negative, so that tells us that he will jump 3 spaces backwards. The positive is forward, negative is backwards. So 1, 2, 3. So therefore, 5 minus negative 3 is equal to positive 8. The second example that we have is negative 5 minus negative 2. So we are subtracting negative 2 from negative 5. So we'll begin at the negative 5. The first sign is a negative, so he's looking to the left. And the second sign is a negative, so he'll jump 2 spaces backwards. 1, 2. So the answer is negative 3. Subtracting a negative is the same thing as adding a positive, or we have 2 negatives beside each other, so they combine to give us a plus. And we know 5 plus 3 is equal to positive 8. The second one will have negative 5. We have a negative 2 subtracting, so we can rewrite this as an addition question. So negative 5 plus 2. And we know when we have a negative and a positive being added that we subtract the absolute values. So 5 minus 2 is equal to 3. And the bigger integer is negative. Therefore, the answer is equal to negative 3. Let's work these two additional questions. So we have negative 6 minus negative 2 minus 4. So we're going to work in parts. So we're working the first two terms. So we have a negative 6 and we're subtracting a negative. So the rule states that when subtracting a negative, it's the same thing as adding a positive. So we can rewrite this as 6 plus 2 minus 4. when we're adding a negative and a positive, we know that we have to subtract the absolute values. So 6 minus 2 give us 4, and the answer will take the sign of the bigger integer. So the bigger integer is negative 6, so it will be negative 4, and we are minusing a positive 4. And we know that when we're subtracting a positive, it's the same thing as adding a negative. So we can rewrite this as negative 4 plus negative 4. Adding two negatives, we'll get a bigger negative, so this is equal to negative 8. The second example, we have 4 minus positive 5 minus 12. So we're going to work out these two. So we know that subtracting a positive is the same thing as adding a negative, so we can rewrite this as 4 plus negative 5 minus 12. 4 plus negative 5 is equal to negative 1, because we subtract the absolute values, so 5 minus 4 is equal to 1. The bigger integer is negative 5, so the answer will be negative. And we subtract a positive 12. Now subtracting a positive again is equal to adding a negative. When we add two negatives, we get a bigger negative, so this is equal to negative 13. Thank you for watching. I hope you understood how to subtract integers.